Good morning, everybody. We've got a higher trade in the grain markets on Monday. It is 5:59 a.m. Central Time as I speak here. May corn futures up 11 and a quarter at 7.53. December corn up 13 and three quarters at 6.59 and a quarter. That is a new contract high in the December 22 corn contract. May soybeans up 17 and three quarters at 16.85 and three quarters. November beans up 14 and three quarters at 14.81 and a half. May Chicago wheat up 18 cents at 10.81 and three quarters. May Kansas City wheat up 17 and a half at 10.88. May spring wheat up 9 cents at 10.69 and a quarter. If you guys are listening on the podcast, as always, appreciate it, guys. Leave me a rating or a review if you have not already. I could use some more reviews and ratings on that Apple app in particular. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. We're above 4,400 subscribers. My goal is to get to 5,000. So subscribe, like, leave me a comment. If you need some additional assistance from me, guys, go to my website. It is www.standardgrain.com. Check out my premium subscription service. I send a ton of information out to my subscribers every single business day. This deal is $49.99 a month. It's billed to your credit card automatically. You can cancel it at any time. There's no other fee. There's no other obligation. Nobody's going to try to sell you anything else. You get my morning email, all my grain marketing recommendations, a ton of weather info, my subscriber-only videos, which go out every single day. I did a video on Friday regarding podcasts and podcasts that I like to listen to. My general idea is that cable news and a lot of mainstream media is really just garbage these days, and that there are some better independent news sources out there. So if I can send my subscribers and steer them towards some perhaps better information or some more relevant information, I did that. Some of the stuff was regarding agriculture. A lot of it was not. There was some off-the-wall stuff that I threw in here also. So again, guys, a ton of info from me every single day. Check out that premium deal. Russia's invasion of Ukraine continues this week. Ukraine refused Russian demands to surrender the city of Mariupol, and that's a port city that has been kind of a focal point of the war as of late. President Biden will travel to Europe this week. The U.S. and its Western allies will seek to assist Ukraine and punish Moscow further, so kind of more of the same there. The invasion has kind of stalled on several fronts, according to reports. After more than 3 weeks now, Russia has really failed to seize any single major Ukrainian city. The capital of Kiev remains under attack, but is still controlled by Ukraine. So this whole deal, as we've discussed at length, is still very much a supportive factor for the grain markets in general. Argentina did hike its export taxes on soybean oil and soybean meal. This dates back to a recent headline regarding Argentina's suspension of export licenses. And as we kind of thought at the time, the licenses were suspended temporarily so that the government could raise taxes. Export taxes on both products were raised to 33% from 31% previously. The new levels will be in place until year's end. They are aimed at combating domestic inflation. Agribusinesses in the country are not happy. One group said this: the measure clearly punishes the industrialization of Argentina. This will severely affect our soy chain. Argentina is the world's largest exporter of both of those products, meal and oil. Export flows should maybe see a minimal impact, but not a drastic impact, I don't think. Large money managers, funds continue to hold large net long positions in the row crop markets. As of last Tuesday's close, funds were net long 361,000 contracts of corn and 162,000 contracts of soybeans. Those are pretty big net long positions, historically speaking. The net long in the SRW wheat market is a little bit more modest, only 25,000 contracts. I would not consider that to be extreme, historically speaking. Funds have not been net short the corn market since August of 2020. Funds have not been net short the soybean market since April of 2020. So this has been an extended stay on the long side of the markets for the funds in row crops in particular. They've been more back and forth in regard to wheat. We've got more rain headed for the U.S. Southern Plains and also for the Corn Belt this week. You'll see rain start to develop over Kansas and Oklahoma, parts of, say, southeast Nebraska here today and I think tomorrow. And then the system's going to move into the Mid-South, where you'll see the heaviest amounts, but also into Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin. Notably dry would be most of Nebraska and the Dakotas. So you've got some more rain for the Southern Plains, more for the Western Corn Belt, more for the Central Corn Belt, Northern Plains, kind of out of luck in regard to this system in particular. Your 6 to 10 day map is a little bit drier, and then maybe some better rain chances for a lot of these areas in that 8 to 14 day period. U.S. stock market had its best week since November of 2020. The S&P 500 gained 6.2% last week. The Dow Jones was up more than 1,800 points, or about 5.5%. This appears to me to be kind of a classic buy the rumor, sell the fact situation in regard to the Fed and last week's interest rate hike. The market sold off ahead of the official news regarding the rate hike. It began to rally the day before the rate hike. So as of Friday's close, the S&P is still down 6.5% year to date, but it's rallied back sharply, and last week was a very, very strong week. Crude oil trading sharply higher this morning. Your nearby May 22 WTI contract peaked near 126 on March 7th. It bottomed near $92 last week, and it's back up to 107 ballpark here this morning. So a ton of volatility in these energy markets. The EU is considering a ban on Russian crude oil. In addition to that, there was an attack on a Saudi oil facility over the weekend. It has incited some buying interest. U.S. national average gas price has fallen slightly. It was about $4.25 per gallon yesterday, according to AAA, but it could be right back up given this action in the crude oil market. Cattle market had some gains for the week. So did the feeder cattle market. Cash cattle trade was 138 and then a little bit of 140 late on Friday. The boxes were mixed on Friday. In the outside markets, the U.S. dollar is up just a little bit. The S&P's down 10 points. The Dow's down about 100. Bonds off a little bit. Precious metals mixed. Crude oil up $4.46 in that May WTI at 107.55. Everybody have a great week. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.